Former world champion floors opponent twice and ruthlessly mocks him as he fails to find knockout. Raymond Ford was unable to stop Orlando Gonzalez, despite savagely antagonizing him in the later rounds. Ford, who previously held the WBA featherweight world title earlier in the year, moved up to 130 pounds where he was making his debut against resilient operator Gonzalez in Philadelphia. Gonzalez had in no way turned up to roll over and let the former featherweight king have his own way in his maiden appearance at a new weight. And Ford found out exactly what Gonzalez's resilience was about during the fight, as he failed to prevent it from going the distance. It was an elite performance nonetheless from Ford, who made a seamless transition to the new weight, dominating from the opening bell. His rival had tried to up the ante earlier on, gesturing for him to be more aggressive and get involved in fan-friendly exchanges by throwing his hands downward in the center of the ring and shouting at the American, which drew a roar from the crowd. The antagonistic gesture stirred up a motivation from Ford, who already had his breakthrough in the second round that he was trying desperately to take his opponent's head off and was simply too fast for Gonzalez, with a frightening right hook sending him crashing to the canvas. Despite the ferocious shot, he was somehow able to survive and climb to his feet, with the crushing blow not damaging his stern defense. Ford continued to dominate and his next highlight moment came in the eighth, as he scored his second knockdown. It was yet another right hook from the new 130-pound star, that sent Gonzalez back down to the floor, but again he went out on his sword. He managed to survive to the bell again, with Ford visibly frustrated and having been mocked by his rival early on. As the 10th and final round arrived, he ruthlessly struck back at his opponent. As fans had begun to boo and Gonzalez ran away to survive, Ford wildly gestured for his rival to not retreat and meet him in the center of the ring, ruthlessly mocking him with the same action he'd shown earlier. Gonzalez had no offense left to give and was simply in survival mode, and was able to do so until the final bell. It was a scintillating performance from the former world champion, but he was just fine margins from closing the show. He had bounced back in style nonetheless, after a painful first professional defeat to British star Nick Ball in June. And there are now several options on the table for Ford, who wishes to become a two-weight world champion, and could challenge the WBC champion Oshikwe Foster. But Ford also has his eye on a rematch with Ball, providing the Briton moves up to his new current weight. He said, "If Nick Ball moves up, I'll be chasing a rematch. I'm not chasing it now cause I'm not killing myself to make 126 pounds no more. I know what I can do and I know I'm still that guy. It wasn't my best performance. But as far as at the moment wise, that's number one for sure. I'm trying to fight WBC super featherweight champion Oshikwe Foster, but he doesn't want to fight me, though. His energy is not coming off like he wants to fight me,